City. It's the Wendy Williams Show.
Thank you for watching our show. Say hello to my Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. How you doing? I'll explain. Let's get started. It's time for Hot. Rambo, shady cameraman for 12 seasons. I saw you swing the camera, you catch everything, and go. Up close. No, love don't live here anymore. Look, this is my original ring. Every diamond is gutted out. And I thought I would wear it for a funny, ha-ha. What I actually do with this in the house is it hangs from a Wendy staffer, like, you know, those things that you all wear around here. And the cats chit-chatting my way, they kick it around. And so this morning I saw it, and I said, I'm gonna wear this for a funny ha-ha. Anyway, yeah, I wanna, they'll play with that while we're watching the event tomorrow, or on Saturday. Yeah, and then the original stone, you know, I put in my flower ring, and then Will the jeweler took my flower ring, so this is the stunt flower ring, because this is what my flower ring was based on, except the bigger stone from that ring is in the flower ring, and Will's watching TV and says, your flower ring needs to be clean, and let me clean it for your event, but it's been gone now for 2 weeks. Will, where is my flower ring? The one that you took and then you looked at and you called me and you said, trust me, Wendy, you need to upgrade in stone and size. And I'm like, well, what's this gonna cost? You know what I'm saying, sus?
Saying?
You know, anywho, Will. All right. A lot of people have been asking on wendyshow.com. You've been commenting on a lot of different things. We're all scattered with our comments. But how was my app date? Remember the other day I was telling you I had a date. Before we started the dating game, I'll get to that in a moment, on the show, I went on an app. I haven't said the name. It's private. It's an app that women choose their men. And, you know, I chose a bunch of different men, you know, were hollering, and they have to present themselves to me, and then I choose who I'd like to go out with. So one of the gentlemen had gotten back to me and left his phone number and didn't leave his picture or anything like that, but he described himself in a way, 6'5", 6'3", from the tri-state, long athletic body, and would love to take me for dinner. He knows I like to eat. He's very familiar with me. He thinks he can handle. I gotta tell you, so we went up to Melba's. It was a rainy Tuesday night this week. I believe it last week, Friday or something. It rained. And he came to the apartment and picked me up. Not inside my apartment, at the building. You know, he picked me up. These are adults dating. Like, let's get off the app and get down to business. You know, I'm not gonna meet you up the street at Dunkin' Donuts. At first I was gonna do that because you know I know the killer. But I wasn't scared of that. You know, I called up Melba's. Melba knew, all right, look, I'm on a date with a stranger. Just, you know, we wanna sit to the side and so on. Turns out we were the only ones at outdoor eating, restaurant week, but the food was still good and I got the carrot cake. He bought the food, but Melba ended up reversing the charges to his account. In other words, thank you, Melba, but you didn't have to do that. So my car and driver drove us up there, so we had time. I engineered that part, so we'd have time to, you know, drive and concentrate on talking to each other. And I kind of knew by the first traffic light going to dinner, you know, honestly, that nice guy and he's right for you, but he's just not in a place where he's right for me. I felt like I was too much for him. He was really nice though, and sexy looking, but just not. I am dating to find a boyfriend. I am not dating to date a bunch of men. And unfortunately, you have to date a bunch of men. Does that make sense to you? You have to date a bunch of men to find a boyfriend. I'm looking for somebody to fall in love with, and I knew by the first traffic light that this wasn't. No, don't laugh.
No,
I am dating like an adult.
First traffic light?
And I broke up with him on the telephone.
Yeah.
I wanted to break up on text, like the kids do.
Yeah.
and then my assistant chief says, you don't have to even respond to him with this app thing. And you said it too, Joelle. But I'm like, no, I'm civilized. We are adults. And I delicately called his phone the next day. You know, right before Morel with that, because I'm like, oh God, he was too nice. I don't want to just leave him hanging and think. And you know, we had masked and then we unmasked to eat. Like, he looks like a model, like really good, like chocolate. He looks like a model. We would make a stunning couple. And while we were eating dinner, people were riding bikes, even in the rain, riding bikes and roller skating by and how you doing and how you doing it. And then he was how you doing back and I how you doing back. And then as they're driving, walking by, and I mean a lot of Wendy watchers, they wouldn't stop. And so he goes, we're on a date. This is a first date. You know, can you please give us, like he was very kind and I was kind and we were kind and stunning. But it was so cold that we got the food to go, which I didn't mind because that kind of made Mother Nature cut the date short. And I took it into my house and I slobbed all over the bed. The cats are like, Mom, you're home early. I said, yeah, that's not the boyfriend, but he's a nice man. He said, Mom, they said, I smell his cologne. You know, you were holding hands or something. I said, yeah, you know, nice. Anywho, I called him up. He answered the phone. I wish he hadn't answered the phone. And I just got right to it. I said, hi. I said, it's Wendy. You know, I want to thank you again, but I'm going to keep looking. And somebody's out there for both of us. And yeah. In my mind, you know, I was like, damn it, man. But okay. Anyway, and my search continues, and it will continue until I find the one. I want a boyfriend. I want to hold hands. I want a boyfriend. So here on the show, we're in on the game. We're playing the dating game. And I told you, men, you got 30 seconds. Send your tape for be my eligible bachelor. You know who I am. You watch the show. We got a tape. This is our first presentation, but there are tons of tapes in the judgment room across the street. So here's our first one. Take a look.
Do you like chocolate? Hello, Wendy. This is Kristen James. I'm 48 years old, no kids, never been married, from Atlanta, Georgia. Love traveling. I'm a high-value alpha male, and I want to take you out on a date because you deserve to be treated like a queen, and I want to be the last man to open up the car door for you.
Patrick, you never want me to be with anyone. He's living his single life through me because he's married with a bunch of kids and sees the rest of us out here looking fly and flashy. It's lonely out here in these streets, though. Patrick, so help along. Look, all right, thank you very much. You're very handsome, and that is an example of what is possible. Wouldn't we make a nice couple? Well, Norman. You know what I'm laughing at?
Do you like chocolate?
No. I'm laughing at how they're all gonna think differently about me after they see the event. Then what kind of men?
Right.
If you're interested in dating me, it's only my story. And remember, marriage isn't for everybody. Don't feel that pressure. If you or somebody that you know qualifies for the job, go to wendyshow.com, and remember, just because I'm tall doesn't mean you have to be tall. Just because I'm of means doesn't mean you have to be of means. You just have to carry your own weight. And you have to have an interesting conversation. I want you to be funny, and you don't have to wear a suit. You don't even have to look good in a suit. Just because we can work on that. You know. And we were listening to The Groove and, you know, going up the West Side Highway, two adults and the driver. It was... Well, good news for Paris Hilton, though. She's trying to get pregnant through in vitro. I think this is great. She's been with her boyfriend for about a year and a half. She's 39 and he's 39. She's already told us a million times through TV since we first met her as, you know, a schoolgirl, that she wants to be a mother, she wants to have kids. She's grown up right before our very eyes. But you can tell if you squint that Paris is still our kind of fun. She hasn't lost that. I hope she never does. He's 39, and he's probably the kind of stability that us fun people need. She's using IVF. See, we forget that she's older like that. She said she's been saving her eggs. Well, let her talk. Wendy, stop talking. Paris, talk.
We have been doing the IVF, so I can pick twins if I like. Kim is actually the one who told me about that. I didn't even know anything about it. And I'm happy that she told me that advice and introduced me to her doctor. So yeah, we have them all ready to go. I really want to have twins that are a boy and a girl. So the only way to 100% get that is by, you know, making it happen that way.
I love all of that, and no word on whether she's going to use a surrogate. I hope she doesn't. I would love to see, I think we would all love to see a pregnant Paris Hilton and take all the naked pictures, you know, with the you know, and tasteful and beat and beautiful and stuff. And I hope, and he's very, very wealthy, by the way. He does something secretive that only Norman, what does he do?
He's a venture capitalist and like owns one of the fastest growing companies in the country.
Doing what? What kind of company?
It's like a spirit company, like liquor. Yeah.
So she'll stay fun. Good. Good luck to both of you. We'll be watching. And this is when I was so disinterested in your bureau text to me last night. I got so disgusted, I dimmed the lights, and then I slumped in my bed, and they got dimmer, and I got slumpier. Kenya's ex, Marc Daly, is trying to get his own reality show. So I put that phone on mute, like I don't want to hear it, and I picked up this phone and get on the Googler. And I couldn't find this story anywhere, so apparently the only people actually reporting this is right here at the Bureau. Mark, I do not know you, but I do not like you. I do not at all. I'm sure your food at the restaurant is good, but on the account of Kenya, I'd rather eat cat food. His new show has not been sold to a network yet. He's working with a producer. Okay, let me tell you what working with a producer means. Joelle, you're a producer? That'd be like you working with Missy behind you on a reality show for her. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a show. He's trying to get it out there that he's working on a show. And unfortunately, since the Googler knows nothing about it, Kenya might know something about it, but she doesn't have a show. We're the biggest outlet right now. Why are we talking about this? We shouldn't be. Kenya, I'm sorry, but you know, we need an hour to fill, and look, it's a show about him running his restaurant and looking for love. Mark is such a stunt king.
Absolutely.
And Kenya, I told you when you met him, watch, he's using you for your reality connections. There's something about this, and the desperation she put out there to want to get married and have kids. It's like any guy who looked at her, she'd get like pregnant and marry him or something like that. Don't take that in a bad way. I mean that in a way like she's so vulnerable. Her mother didn't want her. You know, you never get over that. I'm not talking about this anymore. Okay, if he gets a reality show deal, I'm not watching. Low key, I'm watching. But we're not going to talk about it.
Man,
Maybe in my office.
I can't make those kinds of promises.
It might slip out.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Kenya will try. Did you bring my breakfast?
I'm gonna bring you lunch.
No, I already know what's wrong. And you don't know where Pascali's is?
Nah, never heard of it.
It's in Portchester. They're doing 50% inside dining.
Never been there.
No, I have missed, so I'm not asking you to go there. I was on his radio show last night, or his podcast, or whatever that was. We had a good time, though.
Nah, it was great, man. Our interview, you talked about a lot.
How do people tune into that? I mean, to see the repeat.
Yeah, first of all, it's going to be on my YouTube page, youtube.com/DJSUS1 Taste channel. I'm going to play it on Power 105.1 and a few other radio stations I'm on.
When can they tune in?
It's going to be on my YouTube if you
But
want
I'm
to see
saying, what are you editing it? Don't edit our conversation. That was good.
I got the whole full one dropping in a few hours.
Okay.
On my YouTube page,
Yeah. When we talk and nobody's watching, I mean, he's at his house and I'm in my office, and I dressed for you.
Yeah, you did.
But it was just, but he like almost wants to cry, like he kind of fanboys and wants to cry. But I also feel like a big sister, and like I want to hug you, and you know, it's like a weird thing. But I had fun, and then at the very, very end, because it was just so good to be true, that I had to snap back and say, all right, now you bring me breakfast tomorrow morning. Bye. And I slammed the computer on you.
You did.
And before I could get in the car to go home, he already texted back, oh, more mush. Thank you.
Thank you. I said, thank you.
This was a good stunt, though, right?
Yeah, it was great.
All right, so Tiny's defending T.I. against a former friend. This story's been out here. I haven't wanted to do it, but, you know, the gossip is slow. The corona is on. You know, the movie is going to probably be the most entertaining thing in my documentary. And I can say that because I made it. Oh, God, I hope it lives up to the hype. No, it will. Sabrina Peterson is her name, and she posted that T.I. put a gun to her head in front of children years ago. And then Tiny clapped back. Now, Sabrina was really good friends with Tiny, thus being good friends with the family, and probably going over to their compound and seeing, you know, the parents. And, you know, you get sucked into T.I. and Tiny's life. So this is the lady, Sabrina, and she posted a picture of T.I. with her kids years ago, and something about you know, she said Tiny posted it?
Yeah, Tiny posted that like in a clapback way.
Okay. Said wanted T.I. to train them, call him uncle, told her to stop harassing her family. Sabrina spoke out. Take a look.
But the part that's disheartening and more hurtful than anything else is that the woman that I stood for, the woman that the quote unquote friend whose back I had, is now turning around and saying the things you're saying. You're disgusting. You're a disgusting individual. You know what happened. I know what happened. He knows what happened. So don't sit around. What you won't do on top of everything else is you won't lie on me. We're going to go truth for truth. Truth is, Clifford Harris put a gun in my head.
Okay, first of all, I believe her. Yes. I absolutely believe it. The legend of the little man lives on and on. I believe what she's saying, but I believe that she needs to stop talking. I believe that she was good friends with Tiny, and when you get to be good friends with Tiny, that makes you a certain type of person as well, in terms of you were in the family, you know their dirt, they know your dirt. You've got $1 million business, they say, doing what? What does she do, cosmetics?
She helps women, she empowers women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cursing, you might as well have cursed. Like, Sabrina, back out of this. I believe he put a gun to your head, but I believe that you are definitely wrong for putting this out 2 years too late because we're all bored sitting home with Corona. Listen, you need to tune into Lifetime on Saturday and move on with your life. Because now, because she's that type of woman, I don't want to work out with her. You know, I would rather work out with dumbbells in the house and then figure out another gym. Like, you've discredited yourself. And Tiny and T.I., don't worry. We got your back here at Wendy. We know what you all are up to. Pam Anderson is getting married again. Now, Pam loves love. She's one of these types of women, and we know this. Pam loves love. Pam married her bodyguard. His name is Dan Hayhurst on Christmas Eve. Isn't that a cute couple? Dan is from her hometown in Canada, which means something, particularly when you're quarantined and when you're of a particular age, or maybe when you're, 18. You start to connect with somebody who's from your actual hometown. You know, they know what happened to Mr. Jenkins and, the corner store, or whatever. They've been together quarantined, these two. 24/7, picture it. He's a builder by trade. Now, I don't know what he builds, because a builder can be, he builds a little something over here.
Houses and woodwork and stuff.
Oh, well, does he build houses like tree houses, or does he build for Toll Brothers?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. When you get to be a particular age, the man doesn't have to have as much as you, Pam. He just has to have his share, not want any more kids. This is her 6th marriage, so that looks wild and sloppy. One of her husbands she married twice. But at least she operates in her truth. She was married to Tommy Lee. She was married to Kid Rock. There was Rick Solomon. One Night in Paris, Rick Solomon. Twice. And then John Peters, right here. You know what I forgot to say? Shout out to New York. You know what I forgot to say to Rosanna and Lori, our local anchors in the morning? I was on their show to promote my docu and movie. I forgot to tell you. So yesterday, we were filming in my apartment. I've been doing nonstop promotion. Lifetime has got me working, and I never say no because I like to work, and I really want people to watch. And I blooded for this movie. So work, they're in my apartment. This is all before I come here and do the show, right? After we work in the apartment and Morel's there and everybody's quarantined and facial masking and nobody's eating and we're working, I tell them, all right, you all go back to the studio. They're like, where are you going? And Bernie's like, where are you going? I'll ride with you. I said, no, you won't ride with me. I need a moment alone, and I'm going to the dry cleaners. You know I like my dry cleaners, and I wanted to get some sundries next door at the sundry store. So the driver, right, drove up to the wrong dry cleaners. He's been there with me 1,000,000 times. I'm upset with him because they're waiting for me because I've got a Big Tigger. I got to rush back here to talk to Big Tigger. The dry cleaner's doing all the wrong things. I'm upset. And I get out, I say, stop right here. I'm getting out of the car. I'll do it myself. And I had on slippers, good ones though, slippers and a glamorous long fur with a train in the rain. And the hood was up. And I hear click, 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 click. The paparazzi man was out there. Okay, number one. And he's like, Wendy, look this way, Wendy. I'm not in the mood. I just want to pick up a project that the dry cleaners couldn't even alter. And then I hear, bzzz, window goes down, black, it was a gray van. A man is filming this whole thing. The paparazzi and the man weren't working together. The driver is still doing K-turns. And then I see an elderly gentleman, looks very handsome, more pepper than salt in the hair, with a newspaper in a bag. Wendy. He didn't look like the killer, but he was walking towards me. Wendy, I love you, Wendy. I saw you on GMA. Wendy, I want to say. I'm like, sir, thank you very much, but I'm looking for my dry cleaners. He goes, Wendy, it's Ernie Anastas. You love him. Ernie Anastas was an anchor and a great man on TV here in New York. At Fox, he has since retired, and I guess that's his neighborhood, and he was out for his coffee or whatever. Ernie, I apologize, but I was rushing, and I'm trying to keep it together with more great show for you today.